Okay, hey, now we are doing numbers 17 and 18. This video is actually correcting for some mistakes I made earlier, so I'm going to erase those videos eventually. So we're doing lofting. Lofting is really cool. It allows you to take two different sketches, and you have to use two different sketches, and connect two profiles, and they will kind of like meld together. All right, that might sound really strange. You'll see what that means. But here they kind of explain that, and they just want to say that, you know, with extruding and revolving, those are also three-dimensional features, but you only use one sketch. So with lofting, you're connecting two. Okay, so let's get started with that so you'll understand more what that is. The first thing we want to do is create a new plane to work on. Okay, so I'm going to do this thing called assemble. I think an assemble. Nope, that's not it. Construct, all right? Construct an offset plane. That's the easiest plane to make when you're trying to make what we call work planes, all right? So we're going to click this surface, and we're going to actually just drag this thing up, okay? And you can look at it straight on by clicking like the front view per se to see how it's looking. And, you know, I kind of like the distance. I think I might just do like that, and I'm going to say okay. All right, and now I've got this new plane I can start a new sketch on, all right? So I'm going to right-click on here and say Create Sketch. And what they want us to do is actually meld, like take this pentagon and turn it into a circle, all right? So that's going to be pretty cool. So let's grab, we're on a new sketch now, and I made sure to click that plane. Be careful that you don't, when you go to create your sketch, you don't click this. You click the new plane that you made, all right? If you're having problems, double check that you did that. So let's do center diameter circle and do this. I was a little afraid it would do this. So see how it is closer to like the top edges of that pentagon than the bottom? That means it's not quite centered with the pentagon. That's okay, but we kind of don't want that. So I'm going to actually cancel out of this because I already started it at the origin, and so that means that coincident constraint was in place. So instead, let me just kind of pick a place over here. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it that big. Did you see I did not actually put a size in yet, all right? So what we'll do is we're going to use this thing called tangent constraint. And I'm going to make this tangent to that edge there, all right? And I'll make it tangent to this opposite edge here. And that did not do what I wanted. All right, let me back up on that. Let's do Control Z. Let's try to do tangent to here. Okay, and now let's try to do to there. There we go. Okay, so now this is centered, but it's a little big. So there's a really cool feature you're going to learn here that I didn't intend to teach you, but you will. So I'm done with the tangent constraint, so I'm going to say okay. Offset. All right, so if you go to here, this is the offset tool, and basically you can take any geometry you have and either like shrink it or expand it. All right, so I'll just kind of say like this for now. And I'm just going to hit enter. All right. And then I'm actually going to dimension that here. So let me see here. Yeah, I'm going to try this. I'm going to say, well, I don't want to do that. I was going to create a driven dimension, and I do not want to create a driven dimension. I guess what I'd have to do is maybe delete the circle this came from. See if I can do that. And that might make it angry. We'll have to see. Okay, I think we're still centered. It looks like we're still centered, so we're good there. So yeah, change the dimension of this thing. And I want to say maybe like that, okay? And it looks like it's even. We're in the center with the pentagon, so we should be good there. So now we're going to click Finish Sketch. I know that seemed kind of complicated, but there are some reasons. So now we're going to do the loft. All right, so lofting, you go into Create, find Loft. It's also Shift-L is the keyboard shortcut. And we have to, this is a little different box, right? So first we're going to select this profile here. Okay, so second, we're going to select this profile here, the circle we just made. And you can see it's already connecting them. There's other settings you could go through here. But for what we're doing, these are all correct, and we want to do a join. So we're going to click OK, and voila, we have our thing. Now, it may look a little off-center to you, but all you have to do to check is just go to the top view, and we can see it is very much centered. So we're fine. The reason it looks off-center is because this is an odd number-sided polygon, And looking at it from an isometric view, the only way it'll look right is if we got that vertice directly at us. Okay, so if it was straight on, it would look even. Okay, so that's why it looks a little off. All right, so after this, you're going to do number 18. And 18 is basically making another, what they call tapered extrusion. So I'm going to let you guess how tall this is when you extrude that up. But do not forget, like it says, to add a small round. Okay, so a round is kind of like the opposite of a fillet. I mean, they're the same thing. One's on the inside, one's on the outside. All right, so you're going to use this tool right here. Don't miss it. Okay, to do that to the top, play around until, so look very closely at the picture in the instructions. And yeah, play around so you get a nice round at the top. All right, after you finish that, we'll see you move on for number 19.